Awesome. I think we got the last people joined in. So want to welcome everyone today. Today's webinar on the new features in 2023 R1. It's a great release. It's going to be released tomorrow evening. So make sure that you get done with work around, it's going to be published usually around 10 o'clock, sorry, 8 o'clock Pacific time. That in the evenings, that's when Sage is taken down and they'll do the upgrade. And then within about 4 hours, 5 hours, you can log back into the system. If that's about midnight, 1 o'clock your time, you probably have better things to do in your life than get into Sage at 12 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday morning. So with that, today Olivia is going to be going through all that. Olivia's put together, and it's got some great features in there. This presentation is going to be about 30 minutes long. All the phone lines are muted during this time, so please use the questions feature. I'll be monitoring that as Olivia goes through. And if you want a copy of this presentation at the end, just let me know by putting your email address in the questions feature. It also makes sure that you can learn how to use it, and we'll be happy to send out the PowerPoint. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Olivia to talk about the new features.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for attending today. So we are going to discuss the new features inside the 2023 R1 release, and then we'll have some time for question and answer. All right, so getting started right away. First thing that is available in this release is some AP automation. Now, this is a new service feature that is available, but this allows you to be able to automatically create bills and kind of avoid the data entry process for yourself. So basically you set up a specific email address or a specific area where it will look for the bills, and it will try to use AI to automatically create those bills in draft mode, code them, and fill out as much information as it possibly can on those bills for you. And then you can approve those bills and post those bills and route them around for approval. And then if you are using the CSI payment automation workflow, it will also integrate with that payment workflow as well. So if this is something that you would like to learn more about, please let us know and we'd be happy to show you that. But that becomes available to all users. It was previously in pre-release and now it's in full release as of this release. Okay, also within the new release are AP credits. These are now going to show up in the pay bills screen. So you'll notice here that there is a area where you can sort the date range of the credits. And in the actual payment detail area, you can also see the date of that credit. So that makes it much easier to apply credits. So you're not applying credits for an invoice that is maybe in a, or a credit that's maybe in a future period in error. So this makes it a lot easier to manage and to view those credits within the pay bill screen within Sage Intacct. Okay, moving on. All right, in accounts receivable, they have now added the payment object to the custom report writer. So now you will be able to create your own custom reports that have the header and detail information that comes over from any AR adjustments, any advances, overpayments, and any payments that have been posted through the accounts receivable module. So previously, we were unable to do that through the custom report writer. Now you will be able to create any custom reports using the information, again, both in the header and the detailed lines of these following transaction types within accounts receivable. All right, inside the construction module, you will now be able to post construction contracts to budgets within General Ledger, and I'll show that to you briefly. Within here, what was previously happening is there was no posting to GL, but this way now, because it will be posting to GL budgets, you will be able to add these project budgets in the financial statement reports. So any of the reports created out of the financial reporting area of the software, you will now be able to access these project contracts in those various reports. Also within there, you'll be able to, within the contracts, you'll be able to view invoices, retainage releases, payments for those contracts, and the contract lines. You'll also be able to see the billing detail as well. And on that summary tab, it does show a tab for all the invoices generated against that project contract, as well as the area for all the retention releases, and an area for the payments on that contract. And you can also now bill retainage on a contract at the same time as you're doing your progress billing. And I will show that to you here. So let me get this over here. So let me change my screen here. All right. Sorry, just give me one moment here. And I'm going to share this screen here. All right. So within the project contracts module, you will see now all the billing details information, including all the various contract billings. So you can see all the different invoices that have been created against this particular project contract, with links to be able to view those invoices. If there has been any retention released, then you would see that here in this area. And any payments against this particular contract are also going to be in this area as well. So it makes it nice and easy to be able to see at a glance what is going on with this particular project contract. Okay. Also down here, you will notice this integrate with general ledger. That is where you can pick the specific GL budget that you want these items to post to. And again, this is for reporting purposes within your financial reporting tool within Sage Intacct. So you can pick the posting period or how you want it to post to your general ledger budget. I recommend posting it as of the line effective date, especially as you start creating change orders. So that way, when you make your reports, if you make them date specific, it's always going to show you the project contract total as of that specific date. So then that way, if you want to go back and do historical analysis, you'll be able to see whatever the project was at that point in time. Okay, to be able to do that, what you will need to do is you will need to create a budget repository ID that's specific to this so you can post to it. I would just recommend something like project contracts so that it's easy for you to be able to identify which GL budget you're posting to. So you would just click this button here, this checkbox, you would pick the appropriate budget ID here, and then whether or not you want different budgets for revisions to your contract, for any approved changes or pending changes, you would be able to specify those there. My recommendation would be any original approved changes to use the same budget ID for those, because those are going to give you your revised contract amount. And then if you want to, you can put pending and any potential revisions into a different GL budget ID so that you could look at pending changes in a separate column from your revised contract. So those are just a few recommendations based on things that I've seen that have the best workflow, but you can handle this however your reporting needs require. All right, also within construction is the release of Sage Intacct Construction Payroll. This was in pre-release, and now as of R1, this will be available to users who would like to take advantage of the feature and functionality within Sage Intacct Construction Payroll. This is an additional module. So if you're interested in learning more about this and the features and functionality that become available with it, please let us know and we would be happy to discuss that with you. Okay, in General Ledger, you will now have the ability to decide how you want to show opening and closing balances on the trial balance. So you will be able to see whether you want them to be a debit or a credit in the closing columns. And also if you want to show the number as a positive or a negative, depending on the balance of that particular general ledger column. So you'll see two examples here. So when I select the checkbox here, I can show the opening closing balances in a credit and debit column. So this is the balance in the debit, this is the balance in the credit. Or in the box below, it will combine the totals of debits and credits, and it will show that amount in full here. So it really depends on how you want to view this, and you can select and unselect these check boxes based on how you would like to view your trial balance. So that is available in this release. All right, there are new training classes that have become available within Sage University. So you can watch about the automated AP that's available now in this release. There's also some classes on billing your project contracts within Sage Intacct Construction. Some information on how to use and maintain your multi-entity environment, how to use projects within Sage Intacct, and tracking time with projects as well. So any of these classes can be signed up using your Sage University training subscription. All right, also within here, there are some new product videos that are available for you. So you'll be able to view several new ones on accounts payable and also on the construction module within Sage Intacct. I have a link here to them, but you can also go to, okay, so on the home page, you will see down here under learning, you will see the video library. If you click on that, it will show you all the available videos that you can view on screen here within the software. They are organized by the various modules. So you would click on the module that you want to see, and you will see all the available videos for that particular module. So like I said, new ones have been added for the new features and functionality within both the accounts payable and the construction modules within Sage Intacct's R1 release. Okay. Back here. Okay, a couple of enhancements to the user interface. You can now personalize your list views. So previously we could personalize them, but now we have the ability to add pop-out windows where we can see the record details. So that makes it, even nicer. Instead of having to click into each individual record to see the detail, you can have a side-by-side view which has the list of, let's say, your AP bills. And then on the right half of the screen, you can see the actual bill detail itself that you're hovered over. So that is a nice feature, makes it a lot easier when you're reviewing your list screens. And you can do that within a few of the different modules within the software. So this was previously in pre-release, and now it is available to all users of Sage Intacct. You can also refine the search results within the advanced filters. It's become a little bit more robust. And then again, you are able to see those record details like I discussed earlier. And then a couple changes within the software, some wording changes, or what Sage Intacct calls label changes. So here you will see, before it was called multi-entity console, it's now called multi-entity management, and different things of that nature. So trying to make things a little bit more easier to navigate, to understand what is happening within each task or application of the software. Okay. Last but not least, we do want to let you know that we have several webinars going on for Sage Intacct. So our next one will be on March 23rd. That will be working with project contracts and AIA billing. So today I showed you some of the new features with project contracts. This will be showing you more detailed information on how that works and how AIA billing works. On April 13th, we will be having a webinar on retainage tips and tricks for Sage Intacct. So if you do a lot with retention, this is a great webinar for you. And then on May 11th, we will be handling change orders, tips and tricks. So again, if you do a lot of change requests and change orders, I would definitely recommend signing up for that webinar. And any of these webinars are great, even if you just want a refresher, or you might be able to learn some tips and tricks that maybe you didn't know about previously. All right, so now I will open it up for questions. If you have any, if you want to just please enter them into the question box, and I'll be happy to answer those for you.
So we did get one question here. So they said they're not using project contracts now because they're using order entry contracts. Can they switch over to project contracts?
So yes, you can. There's a couple things that we will have to do, especially if you have previously billed on that contract and you want to make sure that the bill to date information is correct. But your Sage Intacct consultant at Ethos would be able to help assist you do this.
Perfect. Yeah, it's definitely a different process, but it does allow the whole AIA process. It's really nice what they've released, and you saw they've added some nice more that 365-degree view of everything on the projects. Now you can see a lot more from within that screen.
Yes, and the project contracts, if you're not aware, besides doing AIA billings, which show up on a G702, G703 like invoice format, it also allows you to do time and material billings. So that is something that is not available within the order entry contracts piece. So if you have time and material billings, or you'd like to do time and material billings automatically through the system, definitely speak with us here at Ethos or with your Sage Intacct consultant, and we'd be happy to help you get that set up and show you how to use that functionality within the software.
Awesome. I think that is everything for today. So again, if you have any questions regarding the process. If you need any help, if you guys do run into any issues from the upgrade, please let us know as soon as possible. We'll get a support ticket put in. I will tell you, in all the years we've been doing this, they're very few and far between, but if you have any issues once you get back in the system, please let us know. There's a Sage has a make sure that all those issues are addressed very, very quickly. So appreciate everyone's time today. Olivia, great job putting this together. Appreciate you spending the time putting this together, and everyone have a great day.
Thank you everyone for your time.